here telling us about his music industry, and also I hear you have a clothing line.
Oh yes, as you guys can see, I have my clothing line on. It's called Dominant. Um, Dominant means being the most influential person in the room. When you step in the room, I want you to feel like you just stand out and you shine. You know what I'm saying? Like the lion in this habitat, natural habitat, the lion is the most influential animal in the habitat. So that's why it's a lion. And plus I'm a Leo, so you gotta remain dominant. Dominant is a trait that everyone should
Yeah, that's true. So, like, what made you come up with this clothing line?
have. Like I felt like wearing everybody else's brand it's just like why should I wear everybody else's brand when I can have my own brand, when I can stand out, when you know what I'm saying, something should represent me and how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here paying $40 to $50 for a t-shirt when you know what I'm saying, I can have something that I represent and it's cheaper and I can get it cheaper to other people, you know what I'm saying? Without, you know what I'm saying, overtaxing them and charging them just, you know what I'm saying, the bare minimum, $15 for a t-shirt. That ain't bad. When, you know what I'm saying, other companies are selling t-shirts the same quality or worse for $40, $50.
Let's see what you have. Show what you.
Uh, I got t-shirts, as you guys can see, different colors. Um, my sizes come from kid sizes all the way up to 3X. You got any color you guys would like. I got hoodies
That's hot.
with the logo. Those are $40. Then we got another shirt. I mean, we got the tank tops. The tank tops are $15 also. We got masks for $10 because you know that Corona's out there. Who don't want you guys to catch a Corona? No, no, no. Got jackets. Jackets come in black and white. These are 120 biker jackets. And of course, we got the hats. Any color you want in the hat. Right here, we got the purple. We got the yellow. I'm sporting the maroon for my favorite team, Florida State, all day. We got the red and merchandise steady coming out. You know what I'm saying?
So, what's your website? How can they get a hold of your clothing line? Like, how can they see your clothing line and order?
Right now, you guys can go to my Instagram, Release the Beast Inc. And those guys right there, if you guys want to see anything on that Instagram that you like, you can go ahead and send those guys a message, and they'll get the clothing out to you. They'll give you the price and get the clothing out to you. Right now, I'm just going through Cash App, but within the next couple months, my website will be launching, and you guys can go ahead and go on the website, and I have everything that I just showed you, and plus more merchandise available on there with my music as well.
That's hot. That's how I'm gonna go look on that website. I like that stuff. I like that hoodie too.
Appreciate it, appreciate it.
That's official right there. I want to sport that one. So being that you're an artist and you sell music and you know your interaction with people, how do you feel about, you know, in this time that's going on with the coronavirus and the deaths that are in that? How do you feel about that?
Right now with the times that are going on, I have to say that 2020 is the worst year ever, and it needs to go ahead and just get thrown out. I don't even think that should be on the calendar anymore. But with this coronavirus, I feel like you can't let that hinder you from, you know what I'm saying, striving for excellence. Even though we have a pandemic going on, you still got to push forward and, you know what I'm saying, try to achieve your goals. That's my thought process on that.
And that's important because everybody's like so scared of this coronavirus and what's going on.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and so it doesn't interfere with you trying to get out your merchandise and stuff like that to people, right?
No, no, no. Can't let it stop the grind. You know what I'm saying? Even though all that's going on, I gotta eat. I got a family to feed. You know what I'm saying? I gotta feed my kids that don't exist yet.
So what do you do in your personal life? Like, do you teach? Is there more to Bishop Hollywood?
I coach football. You know what I'm saying? I'm always teaching people new things. So you can say I'm always a teacher. You know what I'm saying? I travel. Um, I like to watch movies and stuff. That's pretty much it. I'm a simple type of person with simple type of demands. You know what I'm saying?
Before this interview, where were you?
Before this interview, as soon as I got the call for the interview, I was just getting home from football practice, matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? But I had to make time for Daisy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So you planning on winning this weekend? Do you have another game coming up? What's going on with that?
Yeah, we have a game coming up tomorrow night, matter of fact. All we do is win. So, you know what I'm saying? Just stay on the lookout for my team, the Hornets. You know what I'm saying? All we do is win.
Man, better win. Well, could we catch that somewhere? Like a TV or anything? Or
We won't be on TV this week because of the corona, but in the future, you guys should be able to check us out.
oh, the coronavirus is stopping a lot of things, but people keep living, and that's important.
Yeah, you got to. You got to keep living.
So, like, what is your, do you have a new album coming out or like anything we can look forward to, Bishop Hollywood?
Yeah, I have a new CD, as you guys can see in the back. I don't know if you can see the cover, but it's called Dominant. It'll be out sometime in the near future. I got 2 singles already out that's on that album, Floating and Spin. You guys can check that out on every streaming platform right now, Apple, Tidal, Spotify, everything that's out right now. Xbox, Amazon, all that. You guys go ahead and purchase that right now. Go ahead and download it as we speak. But like I said, I got the new album Dominant coming out with the merchandise. You guys can go ahead and cop that. And I'm dropping a new single off of that CD. So this will be the 3rd single off of that CD. It'll be called Girl of My Dreams. I'm gonna drop it for Christmas to give you guys a nice present. So you can never say that I didn't give you guys anything for Christmas. But yeah, that's coming out real soon. So you guys be ready for that.
So, what are you looking forward to in the near future? Like, what are you looking forward for things to like come up on you? Like life.
I'm just looking forward to all the blessings God has in store for me. You know what I'm saying? Looking forward to making great music, making music that you guys can play 20, 30 years from now. You know what I'm saying? I want to make timeless music. I don't just want to make quantity music. I want to make quality music. That's what I aim for. Every time you hear my song, I want you to get stuck on the hook and have it stuck in your head, and you're going to be singing it over and over and over again. You're going to be having your little kids singing it. You're going to have your kids in your stomach dancing to it, kicking the mess out of them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking forward to.
So, what is the first thing that you can look back in your life and say that you're proud
The first thing I can look back in my life and say I'm proud of is accomplishing all my goals thus far that I have set for myself, like graduating from college and seeing my mama smile. Like that makes me feel good. That's the best feeling in the world. See my mom light up. That makes me feel like $1,000,000.
of? So, she must be proud of you on all your like coming up and doing your thing out there. Like mothers look at children, and when we look at our kids, it's like, wow, they did that.
Mm-hmm.
That does make us proud, and she must look at you like a star already as soon as you came out, like out of her belly, and said, yes, Here goes Bishop Hollywood. So, what made you come up with that name, Bishop Hollywood?
Oh boy. um, the name Hollywood came from playing football. Um, People used to see me playing football and be like, "You a star." And I used to wear these shades in high school, so they started calling me Hollywood. So that's where the Hollywood part came from. Bishop, Bishop is like the when you think of a bishop, you think of the head of a church, or you think of somebody that's holy. So a lot of people were calling themselves Hollywood, so I had to stand out. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to me, I'm ahead of the pack. So I had to put Bishop in front of Hollywood. So that's where the name Bishop Hollywood came from. And people also said that I'm wise ahead of my time. So the name Bishop also was given to me.
That's hot. That's hot. I like that. So like, what do you like to do for fun?
For fun, I like to play video games. I like to make music, make beats. I like to be on stage acting a clown. I like to act goofy. I like to travel. I like to go to the movies. I like to eat, and I like to sleep also for fun.
Terrible. So like, what is your favorite like artist?
My favorite artist right now, to be honest, I really don't listen to too much music from new artists right now. So I still listen to a lot of old school music. So I would have to say, like Tank, Drew Hill. I still listen to Jeezy. Jeezy drops new stuff. I'm ready to listen to that to hear what he has. Chris Brown. Chris Brown is a current artist. I listen to him. I listen to some Drake. Um, I listen to P&B rock. I listen to The Weeknd. Artists like that.
Yeah, I love like R&B old classics, Keith Sweat, Jodeci, all of them. They're like so I like you can like appreciate their music now. Like now is like the music is way different than it was then. How do you feel about that?
I mean, like when we were younger, our parents or the other generation used to be like, "Oh, that music doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound like our music." So I feel like as you get older, music changes. It's never going to be the same. So stuff that we like, the older generation ain't gonna like. Stuff that they like, I'm not gonna like. So you know what I'm saying? It's just about evolving with time, staying current.
Yeah, that's true because listening to music now, like my kids, they like listening to the old jams, like uh, Phil Collins and um what is that artist? I'll remember later. But yeah, my kids listen to old jams too. They don't listen to like new school and stuff like that. But I'm gonna put them up on that new track that you got. Is it should be fire because you
Yeah,
sing
yeah, I
some
got to send it up to
music.
you.
I listen to some of your songs and it's like off the hook. You're good with it.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. So like sometimes especially the way you grew up and and things like that, and you still up there, like you stay afloat and you letting people know who you are, and you manifest into this humble, sweet, amazing guy. Like you don't even find that anymore, especially with your age, the way people are and the way they grew up and stuff like that. Like you you humble yourself, and I appreciate you for coming on this show, and I know you're busy and you're here, and I appreciate you. Appreciate that.
Anytime, anytime. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you need me, just call me. I'll be there.
So tell us, like, how can people plug into you?
You guys can Google Bishop Hollywood. Also on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, you guys can plug in Bishop Hollywood. And on YouTube, type in Bishop Hollywood PCR, and I'll be there. Also, don't forget the merchandise, Release the Beast Inc. The website, www.releasethebeastinc, will be out soon. So make sure you guys plug into all of that. Hit me up, add me, I'll add you guys back or whatever. And let's work.
And I thank you, Bishop, for joining me today and taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here with me. I really appreciate you, really do. And I hope to see you back in the show in the near future, whenever you're ready, whenever, you know.
Most definitely, most definitely.
Thank you. And we're out at this time. And thank you for being here. I'm your host, Daisy, and have a good night.
To Life on Life Terms. This is Leslie Rodriguez, your host. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for just being here. So I want to welcome our guest. If you would please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, thank you for inviting me. My name is Wanda Ramos. I live in Orlando, Florida, and I am originally from Puerto Rico. And I am involved in my community and helping other people around and moving forward in life after so many things that are happening around. So thank you for inviting me to your show.
Absolutely, of course. And so I'm glad that I'm speaking to a Latina, an Hispana, because not very many of us, we have our voices, but they're not really put on a platform. So I'm thankful that you're here with us today too. And I just want to know, how are you feeling with what's going on in today's world? My thought is, a year ago, if somebody were to tell you, look, you're going to be on lockdown because there's a deadly disease going out, killing people, someone's going to get choked out in front of the country, causing protests and rioting. How would, I mean, would you believe it? Because I didn't. I did not. I would not believe it.
Well, it is concerning, you know, and as a Latina, we see a lot of things every day. We are all the time discriminated against, and this issue is something that we relate to.
Yes.
It's something that touches our heart because it's a human being that was killed and it shouldn't have happened. And it happened in front of our eyes. And he was calling for his mom, and seeing that video kind of touches every fiber of your soul.
Exactly.
And I worry. My son is out there working every day, and you never know what's going to happen just because it's Latino. And I see my neighbors, and they are African American, and you don't know what's going to happen every day. They come outside and something could happen to them. And I live in Florida. This is the South. There's a lot of things that are happening around, and it's concerning. Yes, and it stresses you out, and you don't know what is going to happen every day after you wake up. And who knew that this was still going to be happening in the United States of America? It's still happening, and it shouldn't happen, and it's shameful that it's happening.
Right.
There's a
Yeah.
culture. There's a culture out there, and for some reason it came out in the last 3 years. Have been coming out. They are free to roam, and it's scary. It's
Right.
scary. Those people that are thinking that way, there's something wrong up there in their minds, and there's something wrong in their souls, and they were taught to be that way. They were taught to be that way. So that is scary.
It
It
is,
is.
to say the least. And
I think that when we start seeing each other as just human beings, just human beings. You know, kindness can go far when you're kind to each other.
Absolutely.
And color of the skin is nothing. It's just pigment. It's just
Exactly.
pigment. The
It's true.
soul and what you project and what you give out and the energy that you put out there is the same that you're gonna get back. And the color of the skin doesn't make anybody better or worse. We're just human beings. And I never understood the thinking behind hate or why you need to hate somebody because looks different. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. It's difficult for me to accept that kind of behavior. For what? For what?
For what?
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to me.
You could probably spend a good amount of time trying to wrap your head around it, but we can, unfortunately. And we know that this has been going on. What's scary to me is that this has been going on for a very long time, like you had said. It's just now we live in a day and age where our phones can record real time and have access or give access to many people that are able to just at a click of a button see what's going on.
Mhm.
So a lot of people are being aware. So I mean, it is scary. And so, how are you coping with this? What do you find is comfort at this time?
Well, at this point, what I am doing is avoiding watching the news all the time
Okay.
because at the end of the day, there's repetitive. And what are they promoting? I mean, yes, we need to be aware that there's a problem, but because everything is so commercialized, it gets to a point in which what is it providing for making things better? Okay, they're showing that there was a demonstration out there. We need to do that. We have the right to do that when something is wrong and our government is not doing the right thing uh, to keep us safe because that itself was not keeping the community safe. I think we have the right to raise our voices and say there's something wrong here, we need to do it. But at the same time, um, sometimes the system doesn't provide for showing something positive about a problem. We want change. We want to see something better. We want a better place to live. Everybody wants a better place to live, a safe place to live, having a roof over our heads, being able to provide for our families, having food on the table, having health care. And I think that our system is failing us. Our government is failing us. And they are not focused on the people. They're focused on this for the big corporations. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. That's what we see every day. And everything has become a business. I call it predatory capitalism because we're targeted everywhere we go. We're targeted. We're the working families trying to move everything forward, and we're targeted, and we don't get the benefit of it. And it's difficult. It puts a lot of stress on all the families and the heads of the household and the kids that are going to school. And at the end of the day, it's so commercialized that what are you really learning? And there's a disconnect as humans. And it's we're putting priorities in things, not in people. And that's something that we need to, if anything, with this whole situation, I'm putting my priorities in people, making sure that I know my neighbor, making sure that I can help somebody, and putting some good out there because there's needed. That is needed, and that's the best way I can cope with what I'm feeling. That I feel fear. I feel fearful. Yes, I don't want to get sick with that virus that's around.
Right.
But also, how can I protect myself? If I take the proper measures and I protect myself, I can still help somebody that's in need. And that's the best way that we can cope when we're not feeling good emotionally or mentally, when there's a difficult situation or a crisis happening. Finding resources, who can I call to help this person can I provide at least a moment, some comfort, some listening? Sometimes all we need is to be listened to, and
Exactly.
let all that energy out, or maybe just go take a walk. Sometimes I just go take a walk somewhere here in the neighborhood, and you release all that bad energy or that stress. You get endorphins going, and when you come back you feel better, your mind is clear, and you make better decisions. So that's something that I do often.
That's good. That's good. And so those are really good tips. That's something a person can take to heart, and maybe where sometimes it can be depressing. Also, you're not thinking about things and you just want to be in the house. That's a good coping mechanism to get out, walk. So thank you for sharing that, Ms. Ramos. You were talking about your other pastimes, and so you mentioned coloring. So that in itself can be very, very what's the word? Mind calming, very soothing. So that's good. That's good that you do
But
that.
there are things that sometimes we don't realize that were pastimes, or things that you put your time into a long time ago, and you're not doing those activities anymore. But all of a sudden, if you're in a stressful situation, you can go back to those pastimes or things that you used to do, and then start doing them again. And for some reason, they can relax you.
Exactly.
And which is coloring or knitting, or sewing, those things, those activities. When you're creating something, you give your mind a way of releasing ideas. And since you're taking an action, you have some relief of that tension. I also mentioned that I work from home. Since March, I've been working from home because of the situation out there with the pandemic. And that itself, could be stressful because you're working from home, you're not going out anywhere, you're all the time at home. So when you have many tasks and you're against the clock, your stress level can go higher. So it gets to a point in which I sometimes need to just get up, go by the window, see outside, take a look outside, or go outside, go up and down the stairs a couple of times. And when you're doing that kind of activity, you release endorphins.
Yes.
And that cortisol level, because when you're stressed out, there's a hormone that develops in your body that is called cortisol. And you don't want that in your body. So I rather have some activities, do some activities and release endorphins that make you feel better, and have a glass of water or orange juice or something, and just shake it off, shake it off, and then go back to do what you were doing, and you feel a lot better. And never let those thoughts, there are self-defeating thoughts that sometimes we all have, and at some point you need to be self-aware. And at that point, when you're self-aware, get rid of them. Instead of letting them run wild and telling you things that are sabotaging what you're doing, fight them with positive thoughts. Tell yourself, you're great, you're good, you're producing something better for your life, you're working. Count the blessings that you have every day, the good things that come your way, the
Right.
paycheck that you're going to have at the end of the week, the roof that you have over your head, that you have something to eat. Count your blessings, the sun that we get every day, even the rain. I enjoy the rain. Most people say rainy days are ugly days. No, they're beautiful days. They clean everything out. They freshen the air.